Afternoon, folks. It's Monday, late afternoon. It's the end of play. We've finished the pagoda on site. Yeah, unfortunately, we've not been able to do much filming today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a collection of the pictures and videos that we've collected over the build. You can have a look at them while I empty my van. So we don't always make our own saddle stones. Sometimes we buy them in at the quarry. These are some that we got from a reclamation yard as stone jams. And as you can see, we've got Neil here who's working on, he's polishing up the faces because there was a bit of green on them. These will get a hole drilled in the centre and a stainless steel peg will get put in, like what you can see right now. They'll look nice with the oak posts on top on site. These are set with a block on top, so we've used the block to measure and make sure that everything's going to fit on site. I've just finished here trenching out one of the big half lap joints that locks the front wall plate and the back wall plate together, and you can see there the pitch of the roof on the bottom of the half lap. Everything gets put together in the workshop dry, test all the joints. You can see here, this is the centre post that locks the two half laps together with the tenon. So both half laps are mortised and they'll sit over and lock. We actually drive some stainless steel fixings down into the end of the shoulders of the post, so that stops any movement. We're also actually marking out the mortises for the brace over in the far corner. The tenons are created on the brace and we're striking them down for the mortises onto the post and wall plate. Neil poised for action. So we're back on site today, guys, fitting the green oak gazebo. We've got a little bit installed already. This is the first oak post. We've got that pile over there to work through today, tomorrow. So keep you posted on how it goes, and yeah, you can watch it be erected. The genie lift was an absolute godsend on this job. We just couldn't get any other equipment in to lift these green oak timbers into place. Big thanks, big shout out to Travis Perkins for sorting that genie lift out for us. It's at this stage now when you start to see the project coming together. It's nice to see everything fitting as it should. This is the point where all the thinking has been done in the workshop, all the joints have been crafted, it's been put together dry, but never as it is on site in its actual structure. I was pretty chuffed at this point because everything had gone together well. The weather had been on our side, been nice and dry, which is a big point when working with green oak. It doesn't take a lot on the oak to bring out black marks from the tannic acid within the oak itself. This does happen, and I'll show you a little bit later on. We've been asked why this joint and that joint are above and below each other as opposed to in line. And the reason for it is if we put them both in line with each other, it's going to take the strength out of that section of the post and make it weak. So we put the mortise and the tenon in there on that brace and lower it for this adjacent brace there. You can see this one makes this one longer. Still picking up the roof. You can see it goes forward, and the braces are the same on the front. They're staggered again, as they are on the far corner, and again on the rear corner over there. These two are in line with each other, but they're on the wall plate that runs through. Got a tin roof on this gazebo pagoda. Just come round to this side and a bit easier to see. Posts in, braces in, wall plates on. Looking good. Just a shame we've got a bit of steel somewhere in the process of transporting it on a couple of these braces. It's just let the tannic acid come out. Bit of stain in there, but that'll sand up, so that'll come off. But on the whole, it's been a good project. Back here tomorrow, we've got some capping pieces to go on over the top there. That way, there. Gutters on. There's a stud wall going in the back of this one. It's got some cladding going on, some feather edge boarding, so that's going in tomorrow. I've got to pick that up in the morning. Right, okay, so we're back on the gazebo, fitting the feather edge boarding. You can see we've done the outside wall there just before the rain came in. It's grim now, and yeah, Neil's working away over there with the feather edge boarding on the internal wall. So we've just got to the curved sections. So it's going to move across onto this wall now. Feather edge boarding is traditionally used on external walls to shed water. The boards are wedge shaped and allow water to run off without penetrating through. This customer liked the texture and the way the boards worked that much. They wanted them on the internal wall too. I actually think it looks really nice and it gives a lot of detail. The concrete base is due to be tiled and the flagged area put back to the way it was prior to the base going down. We managed not to make too much of a mess of the garden too. So the main vision here was an outdoor seating area where you can have guests round, barbecues, and somewhere nice to sit and enjoy the garden. The roof covering on this project is the Wriggly tin, 0.7 thick, with a black plastisol finish to the exterior. Yeah, we get all our tins off Tinman Steels down in Tamworth. An absolute great team, and the products are absolutely bob on too. We've been asked a question about our gazebos and our pagodas that we manufacture. Why do we put our green oak posts onto saddle stones? Why don't we just run them down to the concrete floor or the flag floor? So there's a few reasons why we do this. It's not just us, it's most people who produce pagodas and gazebos. We keep them off the floor on saddle stones to eliminate any rot that may occur on the lower sections of the green oak post. They're also, I personally think, look nicer, look more aesthetically pleasing on saddle stones. I'm gonna give you a couple of images here. From what we've done in the past, this one here is the current one, the current job we're actually working on. The way we connect them to the concrete base or to the flag patio arrangement is with resin. Now, if we wish to use sand and cement, and during the installation process we accidentally bumped one of the stones, it would loosen it up. So we use a resin. Some people know it as anchor resin anchor. Different names, people use different terminologies. We use the resin. It's a lot harder, and it goes off a lot faster, a lot quicker. Prior to the installation of the saddle stones, we dig, or we get ground workers in to do the work to dig the foundations below, put some concrete in, either the flags back in place or a concrete slab, and then the saddle stones go on, and then we drill a centre peg in the centre of the saddle stone, a hole in the bottom of the post. We resin a stainless steel rod into the saddle stone, and it's glued into the bottom of the oak post, so the oak post cannot move off that saddle stone. Right, we're into the last few bits. My van's empty. Thanks a lot for watching the videos over the past few days. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take it easy.